Welcome, affiliated listeners, to another special in-studio episode of the Affiliated Podcast. And today, I'm going to be honest with you guys, this is one that I am so jazzed about. And I just use the word jazz. That's how excited I am, because that's a weird word to use. But we have a representative from Maropost, who, in my personal opinion, is the best ESP out there for your business. And we're going to be talking about a new exciting thing that we've been doing together that I've been asking for, hoping for, wanting, and I know the audience and marketers out there have been dying for what we're going to be talking about and what we're doing together. So if you are sending any amount of email or trying to make some money off of email, hopefully both, this is an episode you need to listen to, because I'm telling you, what we're going to share today guaranteed is going to make you more money than you could even hope to earn right now off your email list. With that, I want to introduce our guest and one of the best people from Maropost, and definitely the most enjoyable, Manny Jew. How are you doing, Manny?
I'm doing really, really well. Thanks a lot for inviting me, Kyle. I always enjoy coming to the offices here. Some of the most enthusiastic people I've ever met. And one thing I really like about ClickBank people is that y'all really, really care about your customers and you really want them to be successful. And it's just amazing how successful your clients are. So glad to be here.
Well, awesome. Thanks, man. You really appreciate it. And I just have to say is we just buttered each other up.
Yeah, there you go.
One of the things I always love about Maropost, you're right, like ClickBank, we really care about our client success, and you guys have that same passion. I think it's why, as companies, we've all really lined up. So before we jump into the really exciting news, again, guys, super exciting. This is where we'll have effects go. I made Dylan do it now. So, but anytime we have an in-studio guest, they come to Boise, they join us. We want to make it a special experience, so we make sure that you're going to leave with an adult beverage that hopefully is nice and you enjoy and has a little bit of a story behind it. So today, this is not the bottle that you're going to be leaving home with. We just had an extra one because I want you to have a clean, crisp one on your way home. So we have Lagavulin, single malt Scotch, delightful, peaty, super, super delicious. But the reason I picked this for you today is we were having a conversation yesterday.
Yes, we were.
And you mentioned that you're a big bourbon guy, but you actually got your start in drinking with Scotch, and particularly because your dad was a Scotch drinker. Right. So I've got this specific because anytime we talk, Manny, it feels like I'm going back to a conversation that feels so familiar. It feels like home. I feel like I've been having it for years. So I hope when we open this up and you take a sip, it feels like you're coming back home a little bit and something that feels familiar, because we're going to have a fun conversation going forward. As I still try to talk on the mic. So let's pour a little bit.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Well, cheers, Manny.
Cheers. All right. Thank you very much.
Plastic cups so they make no sound.
Oh, this is very nice. It's got a good nose to it.
Peaty, smoky, still smooth enough, a little bit.
Oh, that is smooth.
Afternoon.
Yeah, it's not even warmed up to my palm, and yet it's still very smooth.
Yeah. Great stuff. So you'll enjoy that.
Well, thank you very much.
Later. So perfect. Well, let's jump into it. So
sure.
As I said before, this is something that it's super exciting. A big feature, a big change. I hate saying features. It sounds so pitchy. This is really just an ideal way to really run your email list and what we're doing. So I don't want to steal the thunder. You could explain it even better than I can.
Sure.
Why don't you just tell the people what we've been working on together?
Yeah.
Not me personally, but ClickBank and you guys.
And I'm really, really excited here because this is the time of year where it was literally a year ago that I was here at the ClickBank office, and the topic of conversation was, what can we do to increase the value to our mutual clients of using ClickBank and also using Maropost? And just give you some numbers to think about. I just pulled a random sample of 10 mutual clients, and these 10 on Maropost are contracted to send about 4 billion emails a year.
Billion.
And that's just and that's just 10 clients that I just pulled at random.
That is wild.
So our mutual clients send a lot of email. They send a lot of emails. So the question was, what can we do to increase the value? And so we were thinking about the affiliate marketer, because they're the ones that really send a lot of email.
Yeah.
Right? You have an offer, you want to send it out to your list and get the commission on the offer. Well, the problem with the data that's available to the affiliate marketers is that, of course, legally they're not the merchant of record, right? So they don't own the customer. The offer owner does, and so that's why there's a restriction, right, on the information that the affiliate marketer is allowed to have based on the sale that they completed, right?
Yeah, and I'll just pause just to kind of summarize that, because just for people to understand, kind of what Manny's talking about is, if you're an affiliate, you know your list. You have a list of emails. They're probably potentially even buyers of a product, and you're going to promote. you cannot know what emails actually bought what products. Like essentially there's we have a data requirement that where the offer owner knows, ClickBank knows, the affiliate doesn't unless they're going and talking to the people that promote. It's really clunky. It's cumbersome. It's not easy to know that information. We'll talk why that information is valuable. I just want people to make sure they're on pace with what you're saying. So.
Yeah, that's a good point to really highlight that clarity, because then it really explains the value of what we're doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I'm the affiliate marketer, I can look at my ClickBank dashboard and I know I got X number of sales and so I can kind of sort of extrapolate from the email campaigns that I sent out and what is the resulting revenue, but I can't really do much detail than that. So what am I left doing? I'm just sending basically blindly sending email after email to my list again and again and again. So I don't have access to my email list, the behavioral targeting. I should say not purchase behavioral targeting. I have, who opened an email, right? Who clicked on a link? That's about as far as I can go. But to that level of detail of what product did they actually purchase, I don't have that insight. Now, why would that be important to me as an affiliate marketer? Okay, well, let's put ourselves on the other side of the table. Why would that be important to me if I was a merchant? Well, heck yeah. If I knew that somebody bought this particular, let's just say nutritional supplement, well, that opens the door for me to then send more targeted emails, right? More relevant emails to my customers with complementary products, right? So cross-sell, upsell, that's so very basic among e-commerce, right? That's just a tactical thing to do to grow their email list. Because the key to it is it's one thing to get a buyer. It's an entirely different thing to get a repeat buyer.
Yeah.
Right? And that's really the holy grail of everything is how do I get a repeat buyer?
Yeah. Well, and because again, acquisition is one thing.
There you go.
Acquisition is the starting point, but profit shouldn't happen through acquisition if your business is healthy in most situations, right? So you want to have some way to start making some money off all this hard work that you did, and that those next purchases really matter. So I think one thing that I think is also interesting, because you said, the cross sells, we know, hey, this is a buyer of this exact product. And so I now know the journey they need to go on. But what's also interesting is like they bought this product so I could stop advertising it to them, right? We're not going to have them buy it necessarily that same entry point again. We know they're going to be in that repurchase range. So yeah, both things that are important to know.
That's a good point. I want to come back to that too, because I think you bring up, it really adds value to the list too. Because if I'm sending the exact same offer again and again and again to the exact same contacts in my list, well, then I'm going to get list fatigue.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to get people who are going to be unsubscribing because it's like, oh, God, he's sending me the same thing again and again and again. And I just bought it, right? Or I don't care about this product. And so that's one of the things that I hear a lot from affiliate marketers is what do I need to do to prevent list fatigue? And the answer is, we'll quit sending the same email again and again and again. It's like,
exactly.
Hello, right?
Killing I would think not only unsubscribes, but your open rates.
Yeah.
After a while, if you just feel like the email is never addressed to you, you stop paying attention to the email as a whole. And so you're getting more and more people not opening or not active after 30 days, after 60 days. So it's not even always an unsubscribe. An empty email is almost just as bad as an unsubscribe.
That's a very good point. Because then we should probably have another conversation about email reputation.
Yeah.
Let's talk about sales.
Let's wasn't this cool then? We have time. There's plenty of time. So
it was fun. We were having this conversation last year, right? So brainstorming, let's go back in time a year ago. So what do we do to add value? So then the question was, well, gosh, wouldn't it be great if the affiliate marketer could have access to the same customer information that the merchant has?
Because I could imagine like email affiliates out there just nodding their heads. So yes, that'd be very nice. I'd really like that, right?
So what can they do today? Okay, the only way that they can do that today is that a merchant creates an account with Marketing Cloud, right? It's their store, so they have access to it. And then they have to outsource the marketing to a known affiliate marketer. So there's this huge level of trust. Because now you're saying, okay, I'm going to let you log into my account. It doesn't even have to be Maropost. Could be any email service provider.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm a merchant, do I trust? So I'm going to have to know who the affiliate marketer is. Okay, yes, it's true. There are certain merchants that do know their affiliate marketers because they're the top performers. Why wouldn't I want to know them?
Yeah.
But nevertheless, there's still the data privacy issue that now I have to give an affiliate marketer access to my account. And I may not want to do that. All right, so Then we started thinking, how could we transfer information, right, that legally meets the criteria, right, protecting personally identifiable information. And then we started realizing there is a piece of information that the affiliate marketer has that the affiliate marketer legally knows, and that is the email address because it's the affiliate marketer's list. Right? So the affiliate marketer, he knows it, she knows it because she's the one sending the email out.
Yep.
So therefore, is there any information I can pass to ClickBank so that ClickBank can turn it back and send it back to Maropost Marketing Cloud? We are thinking, well, we could do some encryption technology. Well, what happens if we do like a SHA 256? You know, can we do it? And then we just suddenly realized, wait a minute, there is in every single software platform has a unique identifier.
Of course, yeah, you have to
For a customer, for a contact record. It's generated by the database.
Yeah.
And it means nothing to anybody except that database. And then we realized, duh, it's that simple. And so, and that's what I love about it. The simplicity is its elegance. And so what the idea is that we work together. So our teams, development teams work together. And so what we came up with, the solution is that when the affiliate marketer sends the email out, in the URL of the hop link, they're going to include the contact ID.
Oh, gotcha. So it's just going to automatically be included. So Maropost will do that dynamically.
Automatically append it.
That's amazing. So so you don't have to think, you don't have to do anything. I don't have to like keep registration. Oh, here's all my client IDs and make sure I pair them up right. It's all going to happen dynamically.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And what's great is that it's leveraging existing technology, right? Because if I'm an affiliate marketer and I have my ClickBank hop link that I put into my email, then I also include as a query string the contact ID that's automatically generated by Maropost, so that when, let's say, I send out an email and that individual likes my offer, clicks on it, goes to the landing page. Now, of course, obviously built in to the hop link is the merchant and the affiliate.
Yeah.
Well, now we're going to have the contact ID that means nothing to anybody except Marketing Cloud.
Yep.
So what's going to happen then is ClickBank stores the contact ID in the session so that when there's a successful sale and that information gets triggered in real time back to Marketing Cloud, it's going to pass back the contact ID. So what Marketing Cloud does is when it receives that information, it takes the contact ID and then matches up with the actual contact record. So what does this mean for the affiliate? Wow, so that means the affiliate now has the actual order information and there was no PII that was transferred at all.
That is awesome.
And so now what does that mean? As an affiliate, I can start doing things that is very common in the world of e-commerce to actually increase the lifetime value of all of my customers. Now I can do targeted upsells. Now I can do targeted cross sales. And in addition, I can also pass over the campaign ID for my email. So now I can find out the true ROI of using Maropost Marketing Cloud, because now I know how much I'm spending on Maropost. I'm knowing how much revenue I'm getting per campaign. So now I can go to my CMO and explain to him why he needs to keep me.
Right. Yeah.
Because I'm making him this much money.
Look at all this profit
Directly from email.
No, that's amazing. Oh my gosh. Like I love this so much for so many reasons. So now I have a couple of questions. So just from the marketing side of this. So we're passing that client ID, which is going to allow me to know that a purchase event or a session occurred.
Right.
Are you also going to be able to receive what products were purchased and the total value in terms of commission? So you'll know, like basically, here's how much money this email has made me over X period of time. I could pull that data very easily now.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. So, because now I wanted to, here's just some ideas or things that I've been thinking about. Because I think one of the really powerful things is I acquire a customer, and I know that in reality, some of my customers are going to be hyperactive buyers, are going to open up the emails, and they're going to keep doing it. But I really don't know who those customers are, right? I might know that they open, but I really don't know the purchase on the back end. So now if I know that I have maybe a tranche or a group of customers that just seem to buy a lot of stuff. They're my hyperactive buyers.
Yeah.
You can almost segment them and start changing the way that you present affiliate offers to people coming to your list. Because, I mean, that has to just be gold. I could find the gold in my list. And now if somebody wants to, say I want to promote something, I'm negotiating. We mentioned kind of power if you're negotiating to your CMO for more funding or whatever it is. Yeah. But if I want to negotiate an affiliate deal, I could create a testing tranche where, hey, it's more average. Like people, they may not be the best. Let me see what the results are there. Great. It went well. It showed signal the offer convert. I'm going to go back to them and say, listen, we sent this and the results you see, that was just our testing list.
Yep.
We actually have a group of hyperactive buyers and we could anticipate based on this send, it'll double whatever your results are in terms of revenue. But we're not going to do that without an increase in commissions, right? So now we have a leverage point. You could do it not through small testing, which is going to be, again, you're just blindly going to maybe a segment of your list based on opens and clicks and hoping that that's going to be indicative of the rest of the list. But this will give you powerful information to know exactly who the buyers are, exactly who you're sending it to. Maybe it's just a 50-50 of, yeah, they buy often, but others never open anything, to really get a good test and now have more leverage. Whether it's a list rental, whether it's an affiliate commission, whether it's a CPA, you can identify who that hyperactive group is and treat them and send emails totally differently too. So
I want to expound upon that point about your buyers, because now just think about this. As an affiliate marketer, I can now start doing the things that are very common in e-commerce, such as, yes, knowing who are my active buyers, but also I can now start to understand my audience in terms of the cadence at which they buy.
Yes. Yeah, right? That's good too.
It's not just what they buy, but when they buy. So my repeat buyers, so I can now start to send out campaigns and product offers based on, well, I have a group of people that typically buy every 30 days or every 60 days, right? So they don't normally show up on my radar. But now that I actually have this data, I can take a look and say, oh my gosh, even though this person only buys every 60 days, wow, they've been buying every 60 days for the past 5 years.
Yeah. 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 And you might even find here's the days that they are more likely to buy.
There you go.
You know, you might start to see that. Now, obviously there's going to be time and trends, and you probably would run your list normal for say like 90 days and then come back and look at that data to cut it up. But yeah, it starts to get really exciting. I think one of the other things too is we have a lot of clients that use a lot of affiliate stuff, but they don't necessarily have a lot of product offerings themselves. They might have an initial digital product. Maybe you have like one supplement that you're selling, but your consumers, your buyers are buying a lot of different stuff. And so you're promoting the affiliate, you could all of a sudden start to create tranches based on what they're buying, right? So let's create a segmentation. We know that, hey, this group of our audience not only buys supplements, but they buy a lot of vision support supplements. So I now know not only are they, here's my openers on it, but here's the people that actually buy it. So now I could start create a segment that is just for those. So next time my vision offer comes through, we could send maybe a partial test to see if there's any new buyers in the vision. But the first thing let's go put it to that money list, right? We know they're buyers. We know they love the product. Boom, dump it right there. You're going to get maximum results. Those customers are most likely to be very, very happy. And then let's cascade it to the broad list afterwards to see if we can continue to increase that segment and size. But it gives you just precision, target precision. So now I might be sending one affiliate offer a day because I'm sending the mass list to where I could transition that we're going to send 5 targeted affiliate offers every single day to maximize my ROI, and then maybe one broad offer to start signaling for the rest. But you could have this high level of precision based on these offers, rotated at certain times, and it feels like you're just going to create so much more efficiency, along with just doing simple stuff like suppression. Hey, I'm doing a sequence email. These people already bought this product. I'm not going to send it to them anymore. Just so you said, list health things. So there's such a broad spectrum. It just gets me super excited.
You just said something too that just sparked in my mind that I hadn't even thought about until you just said it. And that is that as an affiliate marketer, having this purchase information helps me be more selective at what offers I choose to promote. So let's say if I'm going through the ClickBank catalog, right, of offers, what are the typical things I'm going to look at? Well, I'm going to look at payout rate, right? Gravity score. And just think about this thing here, right? Gravity score is something that's unique to ClickBank. And then but it also, if it's got a high gravity score, that's like good news and bad news, right? Good news is that it's a very popular product. Bad news is it's a very popular product.
Yes.
Then I'm having to compete with people, right, with my media buy.
Yep.
So if I knew a particular audience that buys a particular type of a product, could I not therefore go to the catalog and find complementary products that I'm not having to compete for with my media buy?
Yeah.
Because I know that these products really resonate with my audience. And next thing I know it, I've just saved so much money on my advertising dollars because I'm not having, or I can increase my reach because I'm not having to spend so much on cost per click because I'm not competing against these other guys, against these products that, everybody knows this stuff.
Yeah. That's a good point. It allows you to be a lot more, you could just open up to what you send. So oftentimes you're going to pick the top ranking, the most saturated offer because you know it converts. And in reality, in broad marketing, it stands a good chance to outperform everything. But now with segmentation, like we said, we might know, it is a weight loss list. I know they're going to buy a weight loss offer, but there's all these other less trafficked or less lower ranked, but still very good offers because they might be a little bit more niche. They might be a little bit more specific. And now I can know what segments of audience I could do that. So I don't have to blast them with the main offers that they've now seen 4, 5, 6 times across various lists. It feels new. And again, I think the big thing there, it creates value in the list. A lot of times, a lot of people sit here and think that consumers don't want ads. We're like, we want to shut this off and we're being too invasive this or my data that, blah, blah, blah. But in reality, as consumers, one of the biggest complaints we talk about are ads or things that are being sold to us that don't feel like we need them, right? You're wasting my time and my attention with whatever this is. That pisses off way more than curated offers that feel like exactly what we need when we need them, right? Exactly. No one really actually complains about it when they're buying it, only when they hear about it on the news and it's some big tech is taking us all down. So I just bring that up there. It's like, lots of times people get kind of thinking like, it's too much precision. We're going to creep people out. No. The more precise you could be, not only more effective you're going to be on your conversions, but honestly, people are going to enjoy it more. We like to feel like someone's selling to us, not just selling to everybody.
Right.
So that's a really good point. I really like that. That you could kind of just start getting more out of the marketplace, more out of your email list without hurting the reader. I think that's such a huge part to it. So really exciting stuff. So I think we'll probably learn a lot more, and this is like the early days of the ideas and things that we have going on. So just for people to know, by the time this episode's released, we're recording this at an earlier time than the actual work has been done. So I'm just going to tell you guys, we're talking about this even before it's live for everybody. By the time you're listening to it, it should be. And I would say just keep up. We never know when there might be more things that we learn and exciting things of how to use this technology and this new feature. But strap in because this is going to be exciting. And at a time that people are seeing media prices go up, conversions go down, and business is just feeling a little bit harder. And I know I've talked to business owners, talking to people out there, they feel it. This is such a perfect solution to be efficient, targeted, and really kind of, I don't want to say squeeze the margins. We're squeezing all the juice out of the margins you have to increase it without changing your entire business.
That's right.
Without coming up with a new angle, a new hook, whatever. Let's just get more out of what you're already doing. I think that's super exciting. Love features like that. So with that, though, I know there's only so much we can talk about that right now. So one of the other things, because we have an email master here right now with us, I wanted to talk about is a change that happened about a month ago on February 1st. So why don't you tell a little bit of people about a big change that happened in February. And if they didn't do the changes right and they didn't make the proper adjustments, what you might be experiencing in email, and then just tell the people how they could fix it.
Sure. Let me talk about it just because obviously a lot of people that use ClickBank use email marketing, and they do it only because they were told to use email marketing, right? So everybody knows all the sexy stuff about paid search, all right, about media buying on social media. That's all the sexy stuff. But the truth is that email is the most effective direct response channel, hands down. And and
I'll just make one quick note of that. I think one of the reasons why it maintains to be the most successful direct response channel, it is one of the only direct response channels online digitally that you actually own your customer.
There you go.
Everywhere else, a platform controls that. And if they decide they don't like what you're saying, what you're doing, or the way that you're doing it, you lose your customers without their say or your say, right?
Exactly.
Some third party decides that you guys could have a relationship. No one wants that. Like that's not what you want. So owning that relationship and that customer matters, and it really should, and it'll continue to matter in your business. business.
That's a very, very good point, because we just recently onboarded a new client, and they had been deplatformed because they weren't doing conspiracy theorist stuff. It was nutritional information, right? They own a database of information for healthcare professionals who are nutritionalists. Why wouldn't you want to make that information available? But whatever reason.
Yeah.
But to your point, that's why email is so much better than social media, because you're right. The social media network owns the customer. Just like with SMS, there's a very narrow limit as to what you're allowed to do. And here's the thing. Even if your message doesn't include information that's on that hit list of no-nos, just because you actually offer it on your website, that automatically disqualifies you for SMS.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't, a lot of our clients didn't know that.
I didn't know that. That's wild.
Yeah, there was one of our clients that they do outdoor survival gear. It's fine. Why not? And so they was just about offers, very, very simple things. I submitted their verification request to the wireless carriers. They got turned down. Why? Oh, because they sold axes on their website.
Oh my goodness.
They sold knives.
Yeah, as Perry Belcher calls it, stabby pokey things. Yes, lots of stabby pokey things.
Yeah, it's like, come on now.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
I can buy an axe at REI. I'm for sure that should be okay on SMS, you would think, right?
It's like, what's wrong with that? It's like, and so like CBD products, like CBD gummy bears, healthcare, things like that. No, you you will never be able to do SMS if you're selling CBD products.
Yeah.
Right? Just even if your message has nothing to do with CBD products, just the fact that you offer them disqualifies you from using SMS. So with email you're absolutely right. You own the relationship. It's a direct relationship. If they don't want your emails, they just unsubscribe.
Yep.
No biggie. That's it. So let's talk about it. There are authentication standards that are built into email, and they got built into email over the past 20 years. Because back in the day when I first got started over 18 years ago in email marketing, it was the Wild West, baby. Right? You name it, you got it. Yeah. And so, interestingly enough, PayPal was the number one most victimized company, right?
Really? Okay.
Everybody and his brother would get an email from PayPal saying, hey, you need to update your account.
Yep.
Log in here, right? And so the governing bodies got together and came up with some authentication standards that are built into every email that's sent from a commercial system. And all the mailbox providers will look at these encoding to make sure that the sender has been given permission by the brand that represents the email. Has this system been given permission to send it, right? So then recently there's been two main email authentication standards, and I'm not going to throw out those alphabet soups. So they've been used, and it's hard enough just to get people who are new to email to implement them. They just think, oh, I have a list, I'm going to send it.
Yeah, that seems
right.
Honestly, if I didn't know all this other stuff, that's exactly what I assumed. I was like, just like emails personally, I don't have to authenticate my Gmail when I go send a recipe to my grandma. You know, like that's not an issue.
Yeah. So finally, most email marketers who are serious about making serious money, so they're serious about email, so that they will implement two of the authentication standards, and they've done that. For now, Gmail and Yahoo, right? They announced at the end of 2023, saying that, okay, guys, as of February 1st, 2024, there's a third authentication standard that you have to implement. So at that point, we've been looking at our clients, and the first pass around is nobody had done that third one.
Yeah.
So we sent out a general communication to them, letting them know, hey guys, you need to do this because we cannot do this. Right? You have to do this. And so we gave them a couple of weeks, ran another analysis of our system. Probably about that many actually implemented it.
So give me the timing of when that second check went.
A month later.
It was a month later.
Yeah.
And how close was this to February 1st when you did that?
Okay, so the first one went out in, like, say, January, right?
Okay.
And so we ran it early March, so a month after the February 1st.
Oh, gosh. Right? And there's still barely...
Yeah, very few of them have done that. It's like, I get it that people are saying, hey, I'm too busy. But the point is that, well, are you too busy to have your emails rejected? Right? Because like I always say, if you ain't making the inbox, you ain't making money.
Yeah.
Right? And so why wouldn't you do this? Why wouldn't you take the time out? It only takes 15 minutes to do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. So,
and you're still seeing a substantial portion as of March that weren't doing it at all.
Yeah. They haven't implemented a third security
And so,
standard.
real fast, what does that do to your email? So, if I don't have this third thing, you mentioned this, you're not going to get in the inbox. Like, it's going to primary, or is it just not even accepting it at all?
Yeah, good question. So I'm noticing that Gmail and Yahoo have been very forgiving, even though they've said, okay, as of February 1st, right? They haven't done anything really, really drastic. But there is that moment in time that I call the step on the Lego moment, right? You see your kids' Legos all over the carpet. Yeah. You see your kids' Legos all over the carpet. Look, Connor, clean the Lego up. I'm telling you. Yeah, Dad. Okay, I'll do it. Then, day goes by, this shit. The only time that you really make them clean the Lego is when you step on the Lego, right?
Yes.
So when will that step on the Lego moment be? I don't know yet. So what will it be? Sure, it'll be when Gmail just flat out rejects. So, oh my gosh, I've just sent 500,000 emails to people who have a Gmail email address. Oh gosh, 500,000 of them get rejected. Oh, maybe 90% of them get rejected by Gmail. Okay. That's my step on the Lego moment.
Yeah, that would be a pretty painful Lego step. Luckily, the process would only take potentially 15 minutes to fix, but gosh, even 15 minutes right now to avoid a Lego step. Which if you told me right now, if I could spend 15 minutes to not step on another Lego for the next couple of years, I would say yes. Do it in a second. So, and that's one that is going to only take a couple minutes. You're like, oh, wow, that hurt. I'm pretty sure having 500 emails not get sent during a promo or something like that and get rejected would hurt a lot worse than a Lego. So real fast on it, is there resources or places they could go that maybe you guys have like a link that you could say, here's what you need to do since you can't do it for them, but blah, blah, blah. Here's the steps to take.
Yeah, definitely. So people who want to know about it, it's galaxy.maropost.com. So that's galaxy.maropost.com. That's the Maropost community site. And if you just search it, so the keyword is DMARC. So capital D, capital M, capital A, capital R, capital C, DMARC. It's that acronym. If you just punch that in on the keyword search, then you'll get the article that explains this is what you need to do. And it's very simple.
Yeah. And we'll even grab that and put it in the show notes. That way it's right there. So you guys don't even have to click as much, but we'll get you straight to that article because this is definitely impactful information. We don't need you guys stepping on Legos in your business, or it'll probably feel like stepping on nails. That's what it's probably going to more feel like if you had a bunch of those emails declined. So, well, with that, we're getting a little bit low on time here, but Manny, I just love talking to you. I want to give you one more chance. We'll call it Manny's mystery bag. It's not that often you get to sit down with somebody that sees so much email across not just our little narrow world, but across globally the landscape of what's happening in email commerce. So I'd love for you to share whether it's a piece of technology that you've seen, whether it's a partnership with ClickBank that we just talked about, just kidding, or maybe it's a strategy or something, something that you've seen in like so far this year, or that's going to be coming up here in the next couple of months that just has you really, really excited from the email perspective.
Sure, definitely. I think copywriting is top of mind for everybody, right? It's you got to send an email. Well, what are you going to say in the email? And especially to ClickBank people, ClickBank customers, right? Because they're affiliate marketers or maybe they're merchants, right? Primarily direct response marketers, right? And it's all about the copy. And so I've been hearing a lot, and I've been using it too, is all these AI copywriting tools that are coming out there. And so what's really nice is that I've been playing around with it, and to really good results is that you can actually train your AI copywriting tool to write in your own voice. If you give it a sample of the way that you would communicate to, like say, if I'm going to send you an email as you're my friend, and then so what I would do is I can actually feed that into my AI copywriting tool, and it'll learn my voice, my sense of humor, the types of words that I use, the imagery that I use, and then I can use that then to write all the different copy that I do. And so I'm starting to play around with that, and I'm seeing it's very, very effective because I'm starting to see that it's starting to get really, really good at writing emails, Yeah, that's about pretty much the way that I would say it if I was writing
Awesome.
it.
And
So, what is that?
how long have you been working on that for? Like, how long have you been inputting data into your AI tool?
Not that much, right? It's the ones that I use, they're pretty quick at picking up.
Nice. Okay,
Right.
cool.
Yeah. It's not like you have to train it for 5 weeks on time. It's really, really good. So yes, obviously copywriting, AI copywriting is really big, right? Blog posts, VSLs, right?
Yeah.
Social media posts. What are you going to do? Same thing in email. So I like it. Okay, I'm an AI convert because at first it's like, no way. Why would I ever want to do that?
Yeah.
But one of the biggest complaints that I hear is, Manny, I am so burned out of writing copy for email, right? Because some of our clients, they send out emails like maybe 3 campaigns a day.
Oh man, yeah. That's,
Can you imagine how much copy you have to do? Next
well,
thing
they
you
have
know-
billions of emails they're sending a contract a year, so I feel like
Yeah.
that's a lot of writing.
Yeah.
It's a lot to write.
So that's email burnout. So one of the nice things is that AI copywriting has helped breathe fresh life. So now you got to be careful though, because AI copywriting right now is using the body of work that's primarily written by humans. But be careful. I would say in the next 2 to 3 years, the body of work that's out there is written by AI.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful about that.
No, I remember already telling people that I think what's going to be funny is we had a certain lag of trends or tactics. And so somebody masters a tactic, they see success, and then slowly people start replicating and catching up to it until it doesn't work, right? But that takes time. AI is going to make that go like this, right?
Exponential.
Like,
Totally.
Or the other thing is we're all just, AI is just going to read AI, and it's just continually, it's this cycle of the same stuff. And everywhere is going to have uniform content that's truly written by one person, which is AI, right? So I agree. There's also some
Gotta be careful.
stuff that you got to be careful. You still have to have involvement. But I love what you're saying. It's just making it easier again, eliminating the grind is always so key. And I think that's one of the things that anytime people are talking about that love AI and have had success with the way they utilize AI, it's exactly that. How do I mitigate the grind? Not like what you said, mitigate the burnout. So I could go back to doing what I know I do really well and writing good emails, but not having to ideate every single time. Like, oh my gosh, right? So no, I think that's fantastic and really good. Well, with that, Manny, really appreciate it. Appreciate your time. I know you have a flight here in a couple hours and we got to go get a bite to eat before then.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
it's great having you. And for the audience as well, guys, just want you to know that, again, what we talked about today. First, get your house in order. Please go, if you've not gotten the DMARC, is DMARC right?
DMARC.
If you haven't gotten that yet, do it. Spend the 15 minutes and avoid the nail in your shoe later when Google decides to put that hammer down, Yahoo, whoever. The second thing is just be excited for this feature. If you're listening to this podcast, it should be available to you, and hopefully we won't have to edit out what I'm saying right now. I'm telling you, if you are with Maropost and you're with ClickBank, this is going to be a powerhouse combination to unlock new revenue in your business. It's going to be huge. Please, please, please look into it. Change your business. Start doing it now if you can. And if you can't right now, make a plan to get there, because it's going to be a huge change and a huge differentiator in every business that's doing it. And if you're not one of them, you're going to follow yourself falling behind. I truly believe that. So with that, though, until next time, please rate, review, subscribe, and send us to affiliated@clickbank.com with exactly what you'd like us to cover next, questions you might have, and still waiting for what crazy hat should we put Thomas in. So send it over. I want the weirdest ideas, and we'll make sure when Thomas comes back from his maternity leave, enjoying his baby, that he has to wear a crazy hat. So make sure to send that into affiliated@clickbank.com. Until then, since Thomas isn't here, I'll say his line in his voice, happy scaling. And until next time, you have a good one. Thanks so much.
Bye-bye now.